What's up, guys? My name is Mike Puma, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Empower AI. And welcome to the platform. This is your one-stop shop. If you are a agent or broker that is looking to market with ease, leverage AI, and prospect better, you've come to the right place. Now, this video here is a full dive into everything this platform has to offer, so it is a little longer. If you're looking for just specific demos of some of our individual tools, if you scroll down a little bit further on the consumer homepage there, prior to, a little below where you click to watch this video, you will find all of our individual product demos, and those are obviously much shorter. The only thing I'm going to speed up in this video here is the actual output of some of our AI tools, which each tool will take about 30 to 60 seconds to produce the results. I will speed that up for the purpose of this video. So full disclosure there, it is not as instantaneous as it may appear in this video, but let's dive in and dive a little deeper into everything that this platform has to offer. So once you're logged in, this is kind of our portal homepage here where you have access to all of our different hubs, which we're going to dive into. Now, the first thing that's going to happen when you sign up, it'll take you through this process, but I just want to call this out that under your profile and our branding profile, this is where we control what our main brand is. So if you're an independent, no problem. I can actually scroll down and select other, or I can select from any of the brands that we have here. So I have full options there. And then so you're just going to select your brand. If you ever change brokerages, this is where you will update that information. You can actually put in your individual brokerage name here. And then if you're on a team or you have your own specific logo you want to use, you can actually upload that here and then just click and save your profile. That will update everything across the platform. And then also in here is where we can manage our profiles. So the other thing we can do is manage our billing, manage all of that stuff right from in here. And I can create my favorites list. So everything that's in the portal exists is shown in here as well in our hubs. So what I can do here is I can actually come to any of these. And let's say after going through all this, there's only like 4 or 5 things that really matter to me. As I go through these hubs, I can star them. And if I star them, then they're going to show up under my favorites. And my favorites will only have the things, the tools, the pieces, the parts of this portal that matter to me the most. And so I could come right here and get kind of quick links to those things if that's what I wanted to do. The other thing we have in here to start with is our Agent chatbot. This is a full AI assistant. We call him Agent 21. So Agent 21 is here to assist you. He will help find anything in this platform, and then he can do everyday tasks like writing scripts for you, writing social posts for you, summarizing things. He is a full AI assistant that's here to help you with anything that you may need. Now let's dive into the hubs. So first thing we're going to do is go into our AI hub. And the way we've broken out our AI hub here is we have it broken out by our marketing and prospecting tools, which is really the core of what this platform is about, is to help you market and prospect better and leverage AI tools like this to do a lot of tasks that otherwise will take you longer. And quite frankly, it can do it faster and it can do it more effectively. So we want to leverage AI to do these things. And we're going to dive deep into these tools. Then we have our AI planning and coaching tools. These are things that are just going to help you plan out your business a little bit more in depth. And then we've got our analysis and contract tools, which is our real deal tool that we, again, will dive into here in a second. So we're going to start with our Idea Hub. This is a content generation tool that allows you to create content and brand that content and even personalize that content if you want, all at the click of a button. So what you can do is inside of here, if you're one of those people that's like, I have no idea what to post about, I've got no idea, I'm not that creative, no problem. We've got a library of over 250 topics that you can kind of pick from. Or if you do know what you want to post about, you can actually put in your own custom topic here. But for purposes of this, we'll just go ahead and pick this one, the process of buying. Now, I can upload my own image if I have one. Let's say this was on a particular listing or it just sold or an open house. I could again do the custom topic, put open house, make a post about this open house, and then I could upload the image for that. We're going to let AI generate one for me, which is the other option. And then you can decide if you want to brand this post. I'm going to click yes. And when you click yes, if you're a big brand, right, one of those brands I showed earlier in the drop down, everything from your branding profile is going to pull in here. And I can brand it with just the Century 21 logo in this case, or I can use whatever custom logo I uploaded, or if I want to upload something specific for this particular post, I can do that here as well. So we're going to go ahead and use my actual brokerage logo, and then I have the option to personalize. If I want to add my name, it'll auto-populate that information. I can even add my phone number in if I want to. Don't have to though. I'm not going to personalize this, but you can. And then you can, we're going to do a social post and you can change the tonality. So what do I want the tonality of this post to be? We're going to go witty and playful. I can change the language if I want, and I'm going to hit next. I'm going to make sure that's what I wanted, and then I'm going to hit generate content. In about 30 to 60 seconds, this is going to generate a image for me along about the post of the process of buying a new home in a witty and playful tone in English, and it's going to brand that with my own brokerage logo. So here we go. So I have this image and I have my logo branded to it. If I don't like the image, no problem. Like I said, you can go ahead and upload your own too. You have a lot of different options. Here's the post. If I just want the text on this, I have that option as well. I can just take the text. And again, if I maybe already have an image I want to use, no problem. You can do that. I can download this. I can save it to my creations profile for later. Real quick, when you do that, you're going to go into Creations Dashboard. All of from the different tools, things you save will go there. I can email it to myself. I have all these different options, right? I can go create another piece of content. So but just like that, right? In less than 30 seconds, I have a complete custom branded piece of content, and I can do this over and over and over again. So that's our AI Hub. That's our Idea Hub AI tool. Now we're going to dive into our Real Bio tool. So our Real Bio tool is just that. It's going to help you write your agent bio with ease. And you can actually speak this as well. So you're just going to put in your brokerage's name. Your name here will auto-populate. If I want to change it, I certainly can. And then I'm just going to select how long I've been in the industry. And then I'm going to tell my origin story. You can go as detailed here or as brief as you want. Now, I will say you can type it. The other option you have is you can actually go ahead and click this microphone and you can just speak it. So if you just speak your story, it will take all of that and add it in. So I'll show you kind of how that works. Yeah, I'm from Florida, moved to Tampa when I was 13, went to the University of Tampa, majored in business marketing, got into private equity, and eventually into real estate, where I'm now the president of the brokerage and currently the CEO of Empower AI. And again, just like that, though, right? It's easy as just talking your story. And again, I can go as in depth as I want. Same thing with areas served. I'm just going to go ahead and put Florida for this example. And then same thing with personal interest and hobby. Again, for this, I'm just going to put spending time with family, coaching Black boys in baseball, right? Again, goes in depth or keep it as brief as you want. We're going to hit next, review, and then hit generate my bio. And again, about 30 seconds, I'm going to have a beautifully written bio for me. Now, with our bio tool, with our script tool, everything is taking into account DISC and VAK. That stands for the different personality types is DISC, and VAK is visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. Every single one of us is prone to be more visual, be more auditory, or be more kinesthetic. So when we write anything, whether it's a script, bio, in the background, our algorithm is going to take that AI and it is going to layer on top this premise of connecting with people better by using words that are going to hit home no matter if they're visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. So you're going to see that and feel that in every single thing that we write here. But just like that, I have a beautiful agent bio. Again, I can email this, I can download this, I can use it, I can save it for later, I can copy and paste it. Whatever I want to do with this bio, I now have the ability to do. All right, our next tool is going to be our List It tool. So this is going to write a beautiful listing description with just a few pieces of information. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put in the address here and then put in the list price. And then I'm just going to put in the bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage. And I'm going to hit property description. Again, I can speak this in natural language, just like I showed there with the bio tool. But or you can type it, and again, you can go as crazy with this as you want. I'll just speak it though for ease of use. Beautiful open floor plan with a brand new kitchen, a new roof, an updated master bathroom, a large backyard with a pool, and a freshly redone garage. Right? Go again, go as crazy as you want. The second you stop talking, it will stop. And now my information here auto-populates and I will generate this listing description. And in about 30 seconds, I'm going to have a beautiful listing description done for this property with, again, DISC VAK taken into account so that it's going to connect no matter who reads this listing description. So just like that, I have the listing description. I can save, download, email it, same thing as the other tools. However I want to use it, I now have the ability to go use it. So our next tool is going to be our scripted tool. This is where we're going to be able to write custom scripts for ourselves with these, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to come down. Your information is going to auto-populate there. Put in your brokerage name, and then you're going to decide what type of script you want. So what we've done here is we've got prospecting script, follow-up script, networking, or difficult conversation. And this is something that we added based on a lot of feedback from the hundreds of agents we have using the platform already in just our beta version, right? And so one of the things that they came to us and said is, hey, I need scripts that help me have some of these harder conversations that I'm having to have right now. So we said, all right, so for example, we'll just use that for this example here. And then I'm going to decide, how am I delivering this script? Is it a text message, email, phone, in person? We'll say that this one is going to be in person. And then what type of conversation am I having, right? So what we've done is preloaded this with a lot of the most common difficult conversations agents are having to have right now. We'll go ahead and do a price reduction, right? Unfortunately, it's part of it, and a lot of agents are having to deal with this right now. Then we're going to say, all right, well, who are we having this conversation with? It's current client. And then what kind of tonality do I need, right? You know who your client is. What type of tonality do I need? What's going to hit home with them the best? We'll say we need to be empathetic and supportive, and I can add any other context that I want, and then generate script. In about 30 seconds, I'm going to have a script done for me that is going to have a nice empathetic tone that I can now deliver to my client, and I can practice this script and get really comfortable with it before I ever have to have this difficult conversation. And here we go. And it's even going to play into it and play the role of the client. And you can sit here and practice this. And again, copy, download, email, save, whatever you want, however you want to use it. But just like that, I now have a perfect script done for me. All right, so our quick CMA tool is designed to make creating just a very quick, kind of simple CMA in seconds. Now, if you want to do a more in-depth one, which I believe there is a big reason to do more in-depth CMAs, that is always possible. There's a lot of different tools out there to do that. Your CRM may do that. I know with Century 21, we have Moxie, and Moxie is amazing, and you can do really, really amazing CMAs in there. But this is designed to be able to do this on the fly because everything I'm showing you today is available on mobile as well. So this is all completely mobile optimized. I can do this on the go. And so what I can do here is I'm just going to put in an address, and from the address, hit generate CMA, and whatever your brand is, it'll rotate there. In my case, it's Century 21. And this is going to now generate a CMA. So this is scrubbing the market right now, looking for comparables that are most comparable to the home that I just put in. And just like that, I now have a range here as well as a target price. And it's going to pull in the comps of the listings that it got this comp from. It's going to give me a general overview of the property as well as how it came up with these comps, give me a full pricing analysis, conditions of the area that I'm looking at, that the home's located in, key insights and recommendations. And then from here, if I'm ready to now generate and send this to somebody, I can even now generate a custom script for this property. So now all I have to do is click this and say, yep, let me generate a script for this property. And again, now I can just put in a little information. I'm going to send them a text message. And this is a for sale by owner that I did the comps for. I want to sound friendly and approachable and generate script. And just like that, I got a text message script personalized to the property with their CMA, the CMA amount, right? And now I have something that, again, especially if I'm doing this from my phone, copy, paste it to the person, and I'm done. If it's a for sale by owner, too, because I know a lot of you may say, well, where am I getting the phone number from? If it's a for sale by owner, which in this case, that's what the role we're playing here, their number's on the sign. So you have their number. For sale by owners are very easy to get the phone number. If it is a off market, if it's an absentee owner, a little bit trickier. That's where our next tool comes in though. So the next tool that I'm going to show you is our Who's Who tool. This is where I can actually find information on a property for that homeowner that I may not have. Maybe it's not a for sale by owner. Maybe I don't have their cell phone number and I'm trying to find it. So all I have to do is put in the address and hit find this property. And so what this is going to do is now scrub public records and try to figure out who owns this property. So in this case, it's my house. And so my wife's name comes up, I come up, and it's going to scrub public records. Here we go. I'll just click on mine. And when I open this up, this is what it was able to find just public record wise. And we can see how accurate it is. So I can tell you that is my phone number. And I can scroll down. There's all sorts of other information in here about me. But now you have my cell phone number, and I've also checked out my wife's number there. It's accurate as well. It's going to give me some other information here, some market insights, right? If they're available. In this case, they're not available. And that's that. So now, if I had not done a CMA on this, though, now I have my, Mike's contact information here. I can, with one click, create a CMA, and I can also, again, generate a personalized script for this particular property and this particular homeowner, right? So just making prospecting super, super easy. Now, to practice our scripts is where our role play AI comes in. So this is a conversational bot. You all know that you should be role playing and practicing your scripts, practicing your listing presentation, practicing your buyer presentation, practicing those difficult conversations, but you're not going to, at least most of you, because it's awkward and you have somebody else to do it with, and you don't want to do it with your manager, you don't want to do it with your broker, you don't want to do it with another agent, you don't want to do it with your wife, your spouse, what you don't want to do it. So what we did is create a tool where you can actually practice in a really comfortable, non-intimidating way. And I will show you exactly how this works. So all you have to do is come down and click start a conversation.
Hi
Hi
there.
there.
How are you
How are
doing
you doing
today?
today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing
I'm
well.
doing
Thanks
well.
for
Thanks for
asking.
asking.
I'm always excited to chat with new people. What brings you here today? Want to talk about something in particular or just shoot the breeze?
Now, I'm going on a listing presentation later today, and I wanted you to pretend to be the homeowner, and I'm going to try and convince you to list your home with me.
Your house
Your
for
house
sale,
for
I
sale?
assume? I'm a bit attached to this old place, but I'm open to hearing your pitch. Go ahead. What's so great about selling?
So you get the idea. So you will be able to take that conversation wherever you want it to go, practice any role that you want to practice. She will take on any role. She will give you objections. You can ask her to be harder, you can ask her to be easier on you, whatever you want, she will take on that role and have that conversation with you. So this is our AI role playing tool, and it is really helpful in order to practice. Now, our next tool is our prop bot. This is where you're going to very easily be able to find active homes quickly on the market, especially when on the go. I'm not saying don't use your MLS. You absolutely should use your MLS, but if I just need very quickly to say, hey, is there anything my client's looking for something very specific? Is there anything around here that I can very easily pull up, or maybe that we haven't seen before? I can do it via voice search, just natural language, or I can just type it in and say, my client really needs a 4-bedroom home with a pool in Tampa for under 650,000, right? And so then I'm going to hit find properties, and this is going to scrub the market and find homes that match that search criteria, right? And again, I can get as specific with this as I want. There's certain features. So in this case, it found 49 properties in the area around me that map to that. And it's going to even link me to the Zillow listing so I can dive a little bit deeper and see if it's a good fit, go through the pictures, etc. But now I have these 49 listings and I can sort these however I want, right? So again, just making it super, super easy for me to find homes currently on the market or maybe anything that I've potentially missed. Our Goal Screen AI tool is really cool. This is a tool that is just going to allow you to set a reminder, give yourself something visual to hold yourself accountable to your goals. So let's just say that I want to make 10 grand a month, and I'm going to hit calculate. And what this is going to do is say, all right, well, based on the industry average of a $9,500 average commission, 80% appointment conversion rate, meaning that I go on a qualified appointment, I go on that listing appointment, I'm going to close about 80% of the ones I go on, and that it takes 0.8% conversation to get that appointment, right? So I got to talk to a lot of people, and it's going to take around 7 attempts just to get them on the phone. And then of those people, less than 1% are actually going to convert. It does all the math and says, all right, well, now you need 4 conversations a day so that we can get to the point where we can get 2 deals and over the next month to get that 10 grand. So now what's cool about this tool here is all I'm going to do is hit download wallpaper. And this is going to create a custom wallpaper for me. And I'll open it up so you can kind of see. And the idea here is that I'm going to take this wallpaper, especially on my phone, and I'm going to add this to my phone as my phone wallpaper. So now when I look at my phone, which the average person does 96 plus times a day, I'm staring at that reminder of, hey, have I made my, in this case, 4 contacts today? Right? And so it's just a kind of a little hack to be able to help you hit your goals and stay on target. All right, guys. So the next tool we are going to dive into is our Action AI tool. All right, so you're going to come into the Action AI tool, and you're going to have your information auto-populate. You can edit this again if you ever needed to, but first thing we got to decide is, who do I want to talk to? So what we've done is put the most common kind of prospecting lanes, right, that most agents are talking to. And you can pick one of those. If you have something specific that's not on the list, pick other and type it in. For purposes of this exercise, let's just do absentee owners. You can change the language of the plan if you need to, add any other context if you want, but you don't have to. And then all I'm going to do is click generate your action plan. And in about 30 seconds or less, I'm going to get a detailed action plan that is going to give me very prescriptive things to go and do today to go try and grow my business and get some transactions going. So that's exactly what this tool is designed to do. Perfect. All right, so here's our plan. So obviously going after absentee owners in this particular case. So prospecting focus, we're going after absentee owners. And then here's our strategic angle. And then it's going to give us a text outreach plan. So send 15 text messages today, right? Very prescriptive. This is the script already done for you. Send this out. As a follow-up tip, track replies in your CRM, right? And then it's going to say make 10 phone calls. Pick up the phone, call 10 people, 10 absentee owners in this case. Here's your script. Then it's going to say, here is some questions. Here's your email plan. Send 20 emails today to absentee owners. Here's the email script you're going to send. And then as a bonus, it wants you to go ahead and research and compile a list of recent sales in the area of absentee owners property. Use this data to create a personalized market analysis report. We actually have a tool that will help you do a market analysis that I will show you here in a second, but very prescriptive, and you can come in every single day and do a plan just like this. So, hope that helps. All right, next we're going to go into our Real Coach AI. And this tool here is designed to be a real kind of coaching session in the same way that if you were to sit down and do this with a real estate coach or a manager, that's literally what this was designed to do. The questions and answers flow based on how you answer it. So I'm actually not going to go through this entire tool because it does really depend on the way you answer the questions, but just know that this tool at the end is designed to have like a full coaching plan built out based on how you answer the questions. And like I said, the questions will change based on how you answer the previous question. So it is customized and personalized 100% to you. Underneath of it, we do kind of explain the 4 steps of how it works. And so it is a really in-depth tool. This tool will probably take you 20 minutes, 30 minutes to go through because it is like going through a real coaching session. Now, our next tool that I do want to dive into is our business plan. So this is a tool designed really quickly just to help give you a quick business plan. This is not a super in-depth business plan, although I do think that those have a place, and really the coaching plan is kind of more of that. The tool that our AI coaching plan is more of like a really detailed business plan that's really hyper personalized. This, though, it gives you a very good idea of what I need to do to accomplish what I want. So, kind of most agents are going to fall into one of these 3 buckets. Either you need to make money right now, you are pretty good financially, but you're still hungry, you want more, or you're good where you're at and you just kind of want to make sure that I stay like super consistent, right? Most agents are going to fall into one of those 3 buckets. We're going to say we're in the, hey, I need some money right now. Then how much money would you like to earn over the next 90 days? So the next 3 months, let's say I want 10 grand a month, so I need 30 grand, right? And so I'm going to put that in. Whatever it is for you, put it in. What is your plan for the money? Here, you can go as in depth or as brief as you want. I'm just going to put pay off. I don't know why I'm in all caps. I'm yelling at it. Pay off some debt and save some money. Right? You put it in. Whatever's important to you, put that in. Why are we doing this? Right? That's super important. Now you can adjust these numbers. They're going to default here to the national averages, which on the commission is $9,500. The national average for actual appointment conversion, like I'm sitting across from somebody on a listing, on average, you're going to close 80% or higher of those. So, but if you know your averages, put them in. Otherwise, you can change this to whatever you want. And then once I have those where I want them, I'm going to hit generate my business plan. And just like that, I've got a detailed business plan that breaks out the numbers for me, right? And so we know that in order for me to get 4 deals, I need 5 appointments, converting 80% of them. In order to get those 5 appointments, I need to have 63 conversations. And in order to have 63 conversations, I'm going to have to make 441 attempts, right? Because it takes on average about 7 attempts per person to get a conversation. And then of the conversation, I'm going to get 5 appointments. Of the 5 appointments, I'm going to close 4 of them, right? That's essentially what these numbers are saying. We break the math down here for you as well. But basically, all that means is I need to make 5 attempts a day. 5 attempts a day, though, guys. If you were running any other sales job and your boss said, hey, I need you to make 5 sales calls today, you'd probably be fired if you couldn't make at least 5 sales calls. So that's all that's really going to take to make 10 grand a month. So the numbers are actually may seem overwhelming when you see 441, but it's really not that bad. We're going to come up with a prospecting schedule. This is just a suggestion, obviously, that everything will be customized to you. And then if I want that accountability wallpaper for my phone, like I showed earlier with our goal screen, you can actually build that same accountability wallpaper here. That way you have it on your phone saying, hey, have you made your contacts today with the number? You could do that. Or you could download this PDF, save it, email it to yourself. But now I've got a business plan to go follow up with. So I hope that helps. All right, the next tool I want to show you is this My Market Analysis tool. So this My Market Analysis tool is going to allow you to do market analysis in seconds, right? So whether I want to do the housing market, whether I want to do the rental market, Doesn't matter. It's going to populate my information and I'm going to select. So we'll start with housing market. All I'm going to do now is put in a city, state, or zip code, or if I want to do the whole country, I can just put USA/United States. But I'm just going to go ahead and pick my zip code, right? 33543. And I can do all homes, or I can say, no, I want single family, I want condo, what, depending on what I want, but I'll do all homes for this. And I'm going to hit analyze market. And in about 30 seconds, I'm going to have a full analysis of that particular zip code, how much the average home sale is, how's it moving, and then an analysis of the market in general. So now I have something I can provide my clients with, or just even get a feel for it myself. Maybe it's a market I don't really sell in a whole lot, but I have a client interested in it and I want to get a feel for it. I could use this market analysis for that as well. So in this particular zip code, 418,250 is the average home value. I currently have 294 homes for sale. It is down 5.2% over the last year on price wise. And then I get a full analysis of the market here, right? So just something really quick, easy to kind of do. I can email this to myself. I can download it. I can email it to my client if I wanted to right from here. Now, the other thing I can do is I can analyze a rental market. So let's say I've got a rental client. So get my information. I can also do a rental market. Okay, so with this, I can put in the zip code again, and I can do this by rental type. I can do this by bedroom type if my client's looking for something specific. For this example, we'll just leave both at all types. And I'm going to hit analyze market, and it's going to analyze all the rentals that are on the market currently in this zip code and come back with some analysis on what's going on with the rental market. Now, this could be useful if I have a client that's looking to rent. It also could be useful if let's say I have home buyers, first time home buyers maybe, that are debating on should we buy, should we sell, should we buy, should we rent? You can actually run the numbers for them and say, hey, the average home sale in this market is 418,000, which is going to be X mortgage, but your average rent right now is 2381 a month. Now there's 163 available. We're down about 1875 is kind of the trend, which isn't a lot. And then we've got some specific analysis for renters, right? And so this is just a really easy way for me to get now some numbers and actual data to say, well, at $2,300 a month, guys, it's the same or better maybe to actually look to buy if you can do that. So just multiple ways to use this data, but again, just a really easy way for me to get some market analysis. All right, so let's go down to our last one here, and this is our real deal contract summary tool. What this is used for is just to summarize a contract and offer very quickly, pull out the key terms. This should never be used in place of sending your contract, or ever should you ever tell your client, you don't read the contract, let me just send you the summary. No, they need to read the contract, guys. They need to read every line of it. Every line of it is important. However, you do sometimes have a client and or for yourself to say, you know what, I've gotten 7 offers on this place. Let me actually break them down with the key data just so I can kind of extract those key points so I can look at these kind of side by side. That's really what this tool is for. Or as a supplement to send with the contract to say, hey, I want you to go through the contract and I'll go through it with you. But as a quick summary overview, let me at least show you kind of the key points that are in there, the key dates, the pricing, all that stuff. That's exactly what this tool is for. So just want to preface that. All you have to do is put in your name, your email, and then all you're going to do here is you don't even need to put in the address if you don't want to. And I'll just find a sample contract here. Let's see if I can find a contract that'll work. Let's do this. Let me just see if I can find a perfect. We'll do this one. So I'm going to pull in this contract here. I have no idea what this contract is. Now this will take a minute because I got 73,000, almost 74,000 characters that are going to get pulled in and summarized. and I'm going to hit analyze contract, and then it is going to analyze all the terms of this contract and actually pull in very specific information about this deal and summarize it for me. Perfect. All right, so here we go. So pulled in the address for me, and then gives me the key dates and timelines, gives me the key financial summary here, right? My deposit. If there were any addendums, there were none in this particular contract that I put up. It would actually show them here. What's included based on the contract, due diligence considerations, important notes, right? So all of this information is made here, and then I can download this, copy this, email this to my client or myself. So lots of options here, and just a really useful tool to summarize it. All right, so next we're going to go into our marketing hub. So in the marketing hub, we have our dynamic branded content. What this is going to allow you to do is we have preloaded a year's worth of content into these libraries, and we've broken it out by these types of things. So if I want motivational content, right, I have content, all sorts of posts, all focused around motivation. If I want some educational content, this is all based on educating the consumer. And these are all generic. None of these are branded yet. So they're generic posts. If I want to use them in generic form, I certainly could. But I've got entertaining posts as well, right? So these are all designed to be a little funnier. Then I've got engaging posts. These are all designed stuff that I'm going to get, ask questions, polls, get people to comment on, right, and really engage in. And then I've got prospecting. So these are specifically for prospecting lanes. If I'm going after a particular lane, right, I've got all these different tabs here, and these are all filled with content. Okay. Now, what I can do dynamically is brand this content as I see fit. So it's going to ask you, do you want to brand and personalize this content? Yes. Great. Do I want to use, in my case, the Century 21 brand? Do I want to use a custom logo, right? It gives me the option. I'll say I want to use my custom logo. And then it's going to say, do you want to add your contact information? Let me just show you kind of what that could be. Yes, I want to add that. I just want this to say Mike Puma though instead. And I don't want my email. I want my phone number. All right. These are all the options that you can kind of do. Okay. So put in my phone number, and then I'm going to pick the post. So let's say I want to do a motivational post, and all I have to do now is find the post that I want and say, all right, let's brand this post. So I click on that, and just like that, I'm going to get branded post done for me, right? So if I scroll down, boom, my information's on there and the brand is on there. So now I download this image, go use it wherever I want. If I'm on my phone, literally download, save, boom, post, and it's everywhere I want it to be, just like that. So you can brand all of this content, personalize the content, do whatever you want on the fly as you go. You switch brands, you switch brokerages, no problem. You update your brand profile, boom, all that content is now available for whatever brand you want it to be for. Okay, so just a really easy way to give you a library of content that is completely customized and personalized to you. Now, the other thing we have in here is called our real estate hot takes. What we're doing here is we are scouring the internet constantly and pulling in relevant articles to real estate. So you can come in and just to give you content, right? So I can click on any of these articles, read them in full to see what they're about. If I like the article, I can copy it. I can directly link it into LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever I want, or X, whatever I want, right? So I have these options available to me, and it's just giving me more content to go and talk about. That's all. Now, under our prospecting hub, this is where we actually teach you how to prospect. So all of these are exactly the same, so I won't waste your time and go through every single one of them. They're all set up the same way, where we kind of have our three-step system. Step one is how do I find them? So in this case, this is for sale by owners. So how do I find for sale by owners? Well, we're going to take you through kind of the key ways, and we even have a little training video that's going to talk about how we actually find and prospect for sale by owners. Then it's all right, now that I found them, what do I say to them? Awesome. Well, we have our proven script right here. This is our phone script. We've got an email campaign set up for you that you can copy and paste. We've got a text message campaign that you can copy and paste and send out. And you can even practice using that AI voice role playing that we have that I showed earlier. This is also where you can practice, and this is set up exactly the same. And then once I've done that and I've got it down and I found them, now I can rinse and repeat with marketing. And so all of this content is specific to for sale by owners. Right now, the other thing is that this is done for every single one of these lanes. So these are all the real life things that are happening that are causing a bulk of the real estate transactions to happen. And you have access to all of them, and they're all set up with this three-step system. Now, inside our training hub, for those of you that are on the MoxieWorks CRM system, we have a partnership with them, so we train. So if you're with Century 21, Coldwell Banker, or any other independent brokerage that is using Moxie, we do a lot of training on MoxieWorks in particular. If you're not on that CRM, fine. You can skip this section. Doesn't have a lot of value to you, but who knows? You may end up on with a brokerage that uses Moxie. If they do, we have a lot of training and resources for you there, particularly for that CRM. Now, we do have a lot of scripts in here for you as well. Obviously, we have our custom script builder, our AI tool, but we also have scripts. We've been doing this in this business for 35 plus years. So we have a lot of proven scripts that we know works. So in here, in our prospecting scripts, these are all of our proven kind of scripts for these different things. We have our overcoming objections, right? So this is all for those of you that just really want to learn to overcome very specific objections. Maybe you're having trouble with something. This is where you're going to be able to learn those and do that. Our listing presentation, we give you that. So we give you our pre-qual script as well as our full listing presentation script. So again, don't have to copy it word for word, but it's a script that we know works. We've performed over 65,000 transactions in the brokerage we own, so we know it works. And then last but not least, we have our buyers script here. And so same thing, we want to teach you how to work with a buyer. So we have our buyer pre-qual script available to you. And again, just a proven script you can use. Also in our training hub, we're going to take you through our buyer process. So we have what we call our 6Ps. And so we'll take you through every single one of these. We take you through the overview of just the buyer process, how to practice, how to prospect, how to pre-qualify, how to prepare, how to present, and then how to process that deal. All right. Same thing with the listing side. We want to take you through our proven listing process, the practice, the prospect, the pre-qual, preview, price, present, and position that home. These are the 7Ps of listing a home from kind of start to finish. We take you through that process in here as well. And then we do a lot of training on DISC VAK because it's super important. If you want to actually connect better, if you've ever had a buyer or seller ghost you after you thought you had a good thing going and then all of a sudden they just stop, chances are you stopped communicating in a way that connected with them. If you've ever lost a listing presentation, the reality is you probably didn't connect very well on the other side, and maybe you were, using a lot of visual words when they were really a kinesthetic type person, and they needed to, be able to understand that you needed to feel, and they wanted to touch, and they wanted the emotions, and those things matter, right? And so DISC-VAK is super important. So we take you through kind of the art of connection, as we like to call it. And so we have full training on every single one of these. In our services hub, this is more on the brokerage side or team side. Again, we have Moxie Design Services for those that are on the MoxieWorks CRM, but we also have brokerage consulting. So if you are a brokerage or a team and you really just want us to come in and kind of teach you or your team, your leadership team about anything, we have that available in here as well. And then again, under your profile, we've talked about the branding profile where you control that branding and the logos. You can change those at any time. Your other profile manages your billing and all of that stuff, that's where you manage it. And then your creations dashboard, I'll show you that, which is where everything that you're saving per tool gets saved in here. So you have access to come and download it later if you want. And then obviously you can get support from us at any time by just filling this out. If something's not working right, you have an idea for something, anything at all, feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. And that is the platform in a nutshell, guys. I hope that helps. We're adding more all the time, so this video will constantly be getting updated. If we can help ever with anything, please reach out. Otherwise, I'm so glad you're here, and I hope that you stick around for a long time.